What's up? What's up, Kyle? How's it going, man?
How's it going? Man, I'm trying to get this sent real quick.
Yeah, no doubt. So we are gonna have James from Fantasy Football Cockpit join us on here tonight. Our old Canadian friend, one of a few Canadian friends of ours that we play in multiple leagues with. So he will be joining us. And
I forgot to send in the link. That's my bad.
Yep.
James
Oh,
is
he's
actually
already in our chat. He was waiting on us.
I just sent you the link in Instagram. My apologies. I completely forgot about that.
Man. Anyways,
Just a big
Kyle, we
old
already got a
fail.
question over here on IG.
Nice. Hit me.
All right. Arthur asked, pick up Dan Arnold or Pat Freiermuth or hold on to CJ Uzomah? Well, I could say don't hold on to CJ Uzomah.
Yeah.
I'm not hating Pat Freiermuth.
Dan Arnold makes me a little bit more nervous in that offense because it's very unpredictable and it's kind of a mess right now. I prefer Pat Freiermuth as well.
Yeah, I mean, he looked great. He looked good in preseason, and we just kind of been waiting. And now that Ebron's kind of out of the way, I think we're seeing that Pat Freiermuth's actually pretty legit. So I think of those three, we're both picking Pat Freiermuth. So hopefully that helps you out there. Arthur, what's up, Fantasy Beast? Thanks for popping in here. Guys, if y'all want to join us over on IG, we are on IG. If you want to join us on YouTube, we're going to pull up our guest over here and everything. You can join in the chat. So what's up? What's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Been busier than expected lately, but trying to keep up with football as best I can.
Yeah. So the new boss letting you do some fantasy football work on the side?
Yeah, trying to. Like, I'm away in Winnipeg right now, so kind of on wide open leash right now. But no, it'll be nice.
She's watching this and like texting you like bullshit you are.
Nah, she's watching better stuff than me, so.
That's fair.
Past the honeymoon, so. Love it.
That's totally fair. It's good to have you on, man.
Dude, we got some good stuff going on over here on IG already, guys. Dang. So, guys, we'll get to your questions in just a second. Yeah, tell us what's going on, James. How's it going?
Pretty good. Got married at the start of the month, or I guess start of October. We're in a new month now. That then the lead up to that took a lot of my time for the weeks because we hosted the venue at the farm, so a lot of time was spent there. And then as soon as the wedding was done, I got to work. I'm actually getting an upgrade to a captain position, so they have me in training now. So I'm reading a lot of material and doing a lot.
Your
of
cat would be on screen.
Yeah, the cat's pushing against the back of the laptop. But so I got a lot of reading going on. I've been doing a lot of extra training flights and things like that. But I got a week off here, so I know I'll be super active this week. So no, it's been good. Football, weird weekend this weekend. So it was all the breaks between flights. I was a little scratching my head because I wasn't able to follow everything perfectly. But
that's a lot of news to get at one time. I feel like just.
Oh yeah, like just seeing QBs going down and a lot of backups getting wins, injuries. Like what a weird weekend. So
yeah, to just get news that the Jets even won a game would be weird enough. Plus everything else. So
yeah,
for sure. All right, guys, y'all want to jump into some questions over here? I'm getting quite a few on IG already. Guys, if y'all want to join us, we're over on YouTube, and you can join us over there if you want and see everyone that's on camera here. We already got that one from Arthur, so let's come up here. Ethan asked, should I trade Melvin Gordon and Kadarius Toney for Lockett? I'm not a Lockett fan.
I don't know, man. If Toney gets healthy, I like him a lot.
And I've been a big Lockett person like all season. He's a guy I was like chasing the off season just because for whatever reason people didn't like him. I'm like, as a flex player, he is outstanding because he can single-handedly win you weeks if you have people like Hopkins did.
But he can also lose you a week if he gives you nothing.
And that's true. And so like you hope if you have strong enough teams, you can hopefully get him for nothing. And especially lately with Russell, I've been trying to get him for cheap. And of course, like I benched him in all my leagues this weekend and hated myself for it.
It was the right decision.
It was. I still don't regret that. But no, Melvin Gordon's been getting it done and they want to use him while they have him because there's no point ruining the legs on Javonte. So yeah, I agree with the Gordon and Toney side.
Yeah. I would. I
Yeah.
wouldn't go for Lockett in that. I'm not a big Lockett fan. I'm only playing Lockett in a situation where I'm projected to lose
You're paying too
by
much.
by like 15, 20 points, and I need a big day. I'm not really losing anything. I have nothing to lose. So I'm just gambling and hoping that he can go off on one of his boom games and win the week for me. But otherwise, no. I'm never playing him. So I'm not giving up that sort of I'm not giving up like a Melvin Gordon, who's a pretty solid flex play, like a really solid flex play for someone that might be a flex play every now and then for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. It's kind of interesting how Melvin Gordon turned out to be such a good flex play this year, considering everybody was on Javonte Williams early in drafts. And
Well, especially still. Like, I expect him to trail off by now.
Yeah.
Or be traded.
Yeah, I was gonna say traded was like showcase him a little bit, show that he's still got some left in the tank, and then trade him off to somewhere. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised Baltimore didn't get like 4 more running backs at trade deadline just to stock them up. Look like Kyle's fantasy team where you just stock up all the running backs. And
no, I do want to mention it was a very disappointing trade deadline this year.
Very quiet.
Aside from maybe the Von Miller trade the other day, there's just
and they're taking all his salary, which is crazy.
Nothing exciting going on today. So very disappointing trade deadline. None of the Deshaun Watson, Marlon Mack, like none of that junk everybody was hoping for. So anybody stashing guys like that can go ahead and get rid of them now. So
yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
The most exciting news that's come on just pickups is Adrian Peterson's back, baby. I'm excited for it. I love it. I love some AD all day.
All day, baby.
Give it. So I'm excited about that. Saran's over here on IG too. He says sup because he's always up on here with us. Should I trade Knox for Tony?
If you don't need a tight end and you need a receiver, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, tight end. There's a limited amount of tight ends that are start worthy every week, and Knox has kind of worked his way up in there before the injury. Tony, I don't know. I haven't heard anything on his injury, but I'm guessing if it were serious, we had probably heard more about it. But none of the other wide receivers are staying healthy there either, which puts him in a pretty good spot, and he's really talented. So if you're wide receiver needy, then I think that's probably fine too. In a vacuum, that's hard to answer. But what do you think, James?
That's a tough one because Knox is a guy I've been trying to figure out how to value him too. There's another guy in my league. He was a rebuilding team. Had some really good rookie picks this year. Like Najee's been carrying his team. He managed to get Cup as like a throw-in piece from last year, and which has really paid off this year. But he has Knox, and he also has Gronkowski, and so he's been having a hard go of it. But I was actually thinking of sending him Gordon for Knox, just because like Knox is he's 25, so like he's got a lot of seasons left in him. And he's only going to get better with Allen. So like I really like where that's going, and Gordon's up there and he's producing now, so give it to him for however many more weeks he's usable, and see how that goes. But he's a tough one. Knox is really hard to value.
Because he hasn't been real involved in the past. And then all of a sudden this year he bursts on the scene. It feels a little fluky, but at the same time, when you watch him play, he looks good. So, yeah, it's a tough one to evaluate. I think
I'm not a big Tony person. Even as a prospect, I was iffy on Tony. So just because I know he can get the yips, and so I don't know. Like it's hard to know.
And his best game has come against Dallas, where everyone has their best game. So if we're being honest, that's where all those wide receivers, not Justin Jefferson, but Thielen had a day. So, I think it's a little hard still to evaluate Tony. But he has looked good when he played. But again, that has been just a little sample there, even, and that day coming against Dallas. As a Dallas fan, that hurts to say.
I do like Tony a lot more in Dynasty than I do in redraft this year, just because, he's hurt again. You don't know how serious it is just yet. Could miss quite a bit of time. I don't know. It's a tough year for the receivers out there in New York.
For sure. Fantasy Beast over here says, knocked me out of survival. I'm guessing he's talking about the Jets from when I talked about the Jets earlier. Yeah, I'm sure that messed up a lot of people's games.
Yeah, those
there.
survivor pools we got wrecked this week by the Bengals losing to the Jets for sure.
No
Especially with
doubt.
how the Bengals handled business with Baltimore. Like, that was the biggest shock. I thought my buddy was joking when he told me the score. I was like, no way.
Yeah, that's incredible. Did not see that coming.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what Fantasy Beast was talking about. That's funny. Okay, so Ethan asks, thoughts on Michael Thomas. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, James.
So I got him in a couple leagues. I think you've seen I got him in the Redux League too. The upside is huge, and I really was hoping that when he came back, it would be Jameis Winston. Even though, like, I don't think they line up. It's like a guy of that talent, you got to get him the ball. You find ways to get him the ball, and like he can do great things with an elite wide receiver. And now, knowing it's either going to be Simeon or Taysom or a mix, like it's kind of gross. But at the same time, like I got to get, I think, at least wide receiver 2 value to move him. Otherwise, I'll take the chance that he finds a way, and then I have him sitting there ready for playoffs.
Yeah, the upside is there. And it's not like he's got a quarterback coming in with either one of them that's inexperienced. Both of them have plenty of experience. May not be great experience, but the experience is there. And so, yeah, he's just such an athlete, and the other options there, the competition's not high. So Callaway's not been what everyone thought Callaway was going to be. And yeah, I think
it was going to be anything.
Well, during
like
that preseason, when he was scoring all those touchdowns in preseason, people were like, "Oh, looks like he's going to be the one this year." Nah. So
the second Saints receiver's been like that for years. Like we said, that same with Sanders and everyone that it's been there, and they just like Kenny Stills when he was there. Like It's just gross, that second wide receiver spot there. I don't know what it is. Sean Payton just doesn't like his second receiver for some reason.
Yeah, it's Michael Thomas or bust, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was hoping for Jameis Winston too. I thought that was going to be phenomenal for Michael Thomas. So he takes a bit of a bump, but still just an incredible athlete. Little worried about his mental status, how that's going to go, and when he actually comes back, if he's going to be fully in it or not. My guess is not. So I'm a little worried about that, but the physicality is there.
I could see 1 or 2 bad games with Taysom and Simeon in there, and he just phones it in the rest of the year. You know, he's kind of a prima donna.
What about him phoning it in now before even playing? Because he's like, oh, Jameis isn't even there. Like, what's the point? What if he phones it in now and just drags out, doesn't even come back?
If I've been stashing him all this time and now Winston's out, I'm trying to move him if I can. Probably for anything I can get, to be honest with you. I'm real nervous with those two, Taysom and Simeon possibilities.
I mean, Simeon wasn't
him just not doing anything.
Like, Simeon wasn't terrible. He at least was trying to push the ball.
Yeah. Not the worst.
Not the worst. I
mean, he's no Cooper Rush. Yeah. But who saw that coming?
I was just reading a thing from Michael Eisen on, I think it was like Giants.com, saying it was a thumb injury for Kadarius Toney. And I was like, he got his hand stepped on. It was just a thumb, but it also says he came back in the game late. I don't know if that was right.
I missed the very end of the game, so I'm not sure. I saw the play when he heard it. Like, he got tackled and he landed on his own face mask, smashed it against the turf.
Yeah.
So I didn't know
if it was like a bruise.
Well, I thought he got hurt, came back, and then left again.
Oh, maybe they did.
Because I saw him leave the field again, and he was holding it like he had hurt it again. So I think he came back, but then he left again because he was just too much pain.
Well, because he already had an ankle injury, so I think at that point they were just kind of like, which was odd because it was so close. You think they'd want him in there.
Yeah,
especially with Shepard re-injuring himself. But I haven't seen anything that says like if he broke it or a timetable or anything like that still. So
CBS just says there's a laceration, but they did say it was a pretty serious gash.
Okay, so nothing super serious. It sounds like.
Yeah. And it's a thumb, so
So
wear on the thumb.
Stitch it up, put your gloves on, and go catch balls next week. Then, right?
Put a little
if it's the
glue
back
on
of your thumb, like you're fine. Like gloves gonna hide that. You just wrap it. You still have
I was gonna say, I think
his
his face mask hit like this part of his thumb when he landed. So yeah, if it's as long as it's not here, catch the ball.
What quarterback was that? Was that Matt Ryan who got his hand stepped on?
Yeah,
this weekend.
Oh my, like crazy!
Gosh, there was blood everywhere. That was wild.
It's kind of perfect for Halloween weekend, right?
Yeah, a little bit of gore on the football field.
Yeah, man.
I thought it was just a little metaphorical for his season.
It was all fake. He was having a bad game, so he's like, "Oh, I need to get out of here," and just kind of pulled the fake blood out from his.
He like hid razor blades in his uniform, in his sock, so he could pull them out and like cut himself really quick.
Like,
oh, coach, I gotta come out.
Oh my god!
It's crazy. What's up, Fowler? How's it going? Okay, so we got some over here in the chat here on YouTube. Gabriel, what's up? My guy wants Mike Williams for Fournette. I should definitely take that, right?
I would.
Yeah, I think I would take Fournette there.
Yeah, I would.
Because he's been the guy. Like, I can't deny he's been the guy, but I hate that offense. I hate trying to, like, Rojo's still there, and, like, Arian says he likes him, and that scares me.
I mean, but they said that about 4 of their running backs before the season. So it was just like, who's going to actually take it? Because what is that, Vaughn? They said they really like Vaughn.
Yeah.
Of course, they got Gio, and they've got Rojo, and they liked all of them too. And
I thought they would bring someone else in late.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
go pick someone up, bring him in. But yeah, Fournette seems to be the guy. And so I'm liking that. Mike Williams, another boomer bust type thing. Keenan Allen seems to be getting a little bit more going there. So I think it's a fair trade because
what different running back would you try to get for Mike Williams then? Like, if this guy's thinking maybe this is my only trade partner and this is all I can get, if I'm like, what if there's other, like, would you prefer a Melvin Gordon to Fournette?
No,
I would take Fournette.
Yeah, I'd rather have Fournette.
And Mike Williams right now,
like you say, everybody needs running backs right now too. So I'd absolutely do that.
Yeah, and Mike Williams isn't exactly on his the sell high. You know, because he's had a couple bad games plus a bye week thrown there. So what have you done for me lately? It hasn't been since week 5 since he's done anything for anyone. So yeah, I would say that's pretty good value right now for Mike Williams. And with Herbert struggling a little bit, yeah.
I mean, Herbert's struggles kind of go with Mike Williams going off. So I wonder if after the bye week, that's something they get set a little bit better.
I noticed that last night, actually. I was going through these, and I had Herbert and Mike Williams, like, games side by side, and you could just tell, like, Herbert's good games were Mike Williams' good games. And it was just, I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there for sure. All right, we got another one over here from Jason. What's up, Jason? Nice to see you again. Trade Tyrique for Henderson and Waddle. Maybe I'll ask for the Bills defense thrown in.
Unless you really need a running back, I'm keeping Tyrique.
Yeah.
I don't know why people trade defenses. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's weird.
I think I threw a defense in a trade today that I sent out. I was like, because I wanted something of value back.
Weird.
Not super. But when you think you can squeeze just a little bit more out of somebody, sometimes a defense is easy to get, especially a defense like that that's already been a defense that's already been on its bye week is nice to have sometimes, or with a good upcoming schedule. You don't have to play waivers. It happens sometimes. I understand, Jason. But no, I mean, unless you need that running back, like I said, I'm keeping Tyrique, I think, there.
Yeah, like even like we saw yesterday, like where they were trying to shut him and Kelsey down. It's like, okay, cool. He's not going to get 200 yards. The dude's getting like 14 catches. There's 14 points in PPR right there.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
And they were close. And they were close to connecting on at least one other big play. I mean, it was so close. So Tyrique's just always there. Like, his boomer bust is way different, right? Like, his bust is like 15 points. Right? And like, his floor is so high.
And I don't think Waddle's situation gets any better than it is right now. Like, I think he's at his ceiling for this season right now because, like, once Fuller comes back, it's going to be a similar look. Like, I mean, Parker, I thought looked pretty good.
Fantastic.
This weekend, so.
And Preston, I think, coming back. I mean, too many things going on there for Waddle. Not that Waddle's not good, but I think that's someone's trading high
too
on
much
Waddle
for Tua.
there. Do what?
Too many mouths for Tua.
Yeah, and Tua's not a Dak Prescott or a Tom Brady or something who's going to feed all those mouths. Good enough.
I think Daniel Jones can do a better job than Tua.
That's saying something.
Jeez.
That's actually really sad.
It is sad. I agree.
I don't even know. I don't know that I can agree with that. I don't know if Daniel Dimes can do anything better than anybody. Woo! He's not even better than Eli Manning, and that's saying something. Okay. So that's all the questions we have in from either platform right now. So we worked a trade this last week.
We did. It's not working out for me.
Dude, it took 2 hours. Tony had been trying to get Najee Harris from me for 2 weeks. And he messaged me the next day and was like, dude, I thought we were friends, you know? And I was like, it literally took, he's like, so I know how you trade now. Like, you drag me along, but really you're working deals with other people behind my back. I was like, it was literally 2 hours, and it was 2 hours while you were streaming on here. I was like, in those 2 hours, James swooped in and grabbed your guy. I was like, but he sent a decent offer, unlike you too.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was trying to get Devontae Adams from me. And so no, it was just completely funny. And then like the rage when I was flying and then I land and I see Calvin Ridley's like stepping away and I'm like just I was seeing red. I was so angry. Like I just had a good flight. I was like, oh, this is great. Like train's going well, walking in all happy, looking at my phone. I just stopped and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh.
This is not real life.
In fairness, Devontae Adams was on the COVID list this week, so
it wasn't playing anyway. And hindsight, I still like the trade still. So
yeah, I think I like the fairness of the trade. I hate getting rid of Najee Harris, but I love getting Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit further along in his career. But
me and James have not had the same luck with trade negotiations.
No,
well, because you're trying to get a Canadian from him, and
he'll send something completely crazy. I'll reply with something crazy to prove a point, and then nothing ever gets done.
Yeah.
And we wanted to trade $69 in fab, but with the conversion rate to Canadian dollars from US, it got really confusing, and we didn't know how to do the fab that way. And
yeah, that's what it was. It's the exchange rate.
Especially knowing we had a mutual guy that we were excluding from this trade that wanted all the players involved. It just would have been a hilarious moment.
Yeah, exactly. I was really wanting to finish that trade while you guys were on camera still streaming, but we just couldn't get it done in time. But I'd say 2 hours was really efficient. It's probably the quickest trade I've had in a dynasty league in a long time. That was really
it's funny because when I saw the initial trade, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, these are some big pieces. I might need to sleep on this. And I'm like laying there for like a good 15-20 minutes. I'm like, I can't sleep on this. Like,
dude, I can't sleep when I have a pending trade. It goes and goes and goes until I do something. I can't sleep on it, literally.
Yeah. The few times I have, it's just like I'm just so exhausted. I'm like, I'm barely able to function. Like I'm mixing up players, and I'm like, this is gonna be bad.
I should have let you sleep on it then, so that I could get something else out of you. Almost like
I would have been too fresh. I would have got greedy. Would have had a nice big breakfast. Be like, I can do more.
You tried to get too greedy as it was.
It was funny though, because that sounds like a James trade. Then yeah, no, it was really funny because we had finished up. Me and Tony finished up Wall Street, and then we were still online for like half an hour, 45 minutes, just chilling, talking about different stuff, and that went through, and he's sitting there going, wow. I was like, oh crap, what happened? And I was like, oh man, there went Najee and Ridley on you. He was like, yep, that's pretty disappointing.
Because those are the exact two players he was after for like 2 weeks. Najee and Ridley. Well, but now I wish I would have given him Ridley so that he didn't have him. That would have been hilarious.
It was
because he's looking to go right now.
Yeah, me and him had worked a trade before that with Gibson and stuff, and he had traded me Pollard as part of that. And so he was like, maybe you could trade Pollard to James. I've been trying to trade him to him for weeks.
Yeah, Pollard's a funny one. Like, I don't know what it is, just handcuffs. I just couldn't care if I have them or not. I have other
disagree.
guys that I would rather.
I
There's
love
some
handcuffs.
and there's
No, I
some handcuffs
disagree
I
because of
like.
your love for Hubbard.
Yeah. He's Canadian. It's like a tax at triples.
He's like
He
a
stuck to you like
mid-level.
syrup.
He's like
Yeah.
a mid-level Canadian.
There's tariffs on him, you know, like it's it's a Canadian product going into American hands and Canadian hands. There's a lot of things moving.
But now I don't even need Hubbard because I don't have McCaffrey anymore.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to rip me off for other guys instead.
Yeah. You know, Pollard's a funny one because like I understand his value, but it's like, man, like I don't know. There's something about certain, like Henderson, when he first was getting the job, I was unsure. So I bought Sony for like cheap because there's just some running backs that when they get the full workload and then they get the primary looks from a defense, they just don't do it. And so it's like Pollard's doing it well in a complementary role because like I don't know if they're just the defense isn't stacked, they don't care.
Yep.
It's like let them run. So it's like how much is it genuinely? And like it's only a few years younger than Zeke, so like I don't know. I don't really want to pay for a guy like that. I'd rather keep my Damian Harris and start him. And it's, which is weird. I don't like Patriots running backs, but I like Harris a lot.
That's who it was. It was Damian Harris and Devontae Smith that I was after.
Yeah.
So as a Cowboys fan that watches pretty much all their games, Pollard, when he gets the ball, like you said, something about those defenses, it's so much more open. Like it's just he'll touch the ball, it's just open field. And
it was kind of like what's his name in the Cardinals game with the Green Bay, AJ Dillon was getting like
just same thing.
I was watching like, man, he's like carving these guys, and I see Aaron Jones go and like he's being met at the line. I'm like, what?
Or in the backfield,
what's going on? Like, oh man.
No, I
noticed
had
Aaron Jones thing. And
we've been noticing that for years.
Yeah, I mean, when Zeke's in the game, they're keying on him. When Aaron Jones is in the game, they're keying on him more. And yeah, these other guys come in and they get it, and no one even like gets within 10 yards of them until they're 10 yards downfield already. It's just like, what is going on? These holes are huge. So
yeah,
it's just different. But and then people just get caught up in that. All right, let's get a couple more questions. We got a couple more on both platforms. I'll touch on these IG ones really quick, and then we'll hop over to these YouTube ones. Would you try to trade for Kittle?
Yeah.
Or just stream tight end?
If you need a tight end, try to get Kittle.
I'd be curious who his tight end is now, but yeah, you can get him cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap I like.
He's supposed to be coming back pretty quick too. Kittle is. So I would go for
I'd try to throw Mike Williams at someone to get him.
That's not a bad idea. Throw Mike Williams to try to get Kittle or something. Yeah.
He's got that big upside right now for as long as Kittle's out. Like that could be a flex that somebody wants to help win weeks if they think he can do it. And
yeah, I would try to get Kittle.
I think you can get him cheaper than Mike Williams, but I agree with you. I would give that.
Yeah. Because when he comes back, I mean, that offense now they have a running back established finally and stuff. They're looking decent. I would. And if Ayuk is going to get more involved, I think that helps Kittle also. And if they're going to let Garoppolo keep playing, that also I think helps Kittle right now. So yeah, I would go after Kittle there. Okay, let's come back over here. Jason had another one. Offer Tyrique and Connor for Allen and Henderson, maybe.
I assume he means Keenan Allen.
I would assume so.
I actually don't mind that one as much. I like.
So, I mean, you're upgrading Connor to Henderson.
That's a pretty significant upgrade.
It is, but like Henderson's a weird player because it's like his cap is like 20 points, but like his floor is like 14. So like he's a really consistent guy for you, and I feel like Connor lately, because he's getting goal line looks, he's almost getting you that, and so like Tyrique is that little bit better than or trustworthy than Allen. Like I love Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I like Keenan Allen.
He's like another Mike Evans type player. Like a lot of people he's not sexy. Like but such a consistent player.
And, reliable.
Mm-hmm.
I know me and Tony on Wall Street been telling people to buy him for weeks now. So love some.
I mean, if the guy's not a Connor fan, I'd do that trade, but it's tough. I feel like you could get like a little better, but I know it's tough.
Like a little fab, throw a little fab in there. Is that what you're?
Yeah. Well, like
I never thought I'd ever see a trade where Fab was actually traded.
It was both of our first ones.
It was beautiful.
And then we had a little love fest because of it. We were just like, oh, our first times together. Yeah, it actually happened. I had never been in that situation. Here we go. He said it a little better, as in the Bills' defense special teams.
I mean, if that's what it takes, then
there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There are situations where you're going for just that little bit of edge in there, and that could be it.
I give up too quickly on the squeeze a little bit more, because I don't want them to just walk away because I'm being selfish.
Well, that's what
sometimes I'm like, if that's close enough, just let's get it done, get the guys I want, and move on.
So honestly, that's exactly what happened with Tony. We pretty much had a deal made, and then he came back and was like, well, let me think on a little bit, and then he would never go back to that deal. He kept trying to get more out of it, and I was like, no, I like the original deal more, and he just got greedy, and it killed the deal. Then I just stopped like even responding or trying to send trade-offs. So I was like, we had a deal, and you tried to squeeze more out of it for too long. And I was just like, it just killed it.
Kill a deal. It'll kill a deal with me too when people try to do that stuff. It's just like, all right, listen, I'm already overpaying for the guys I want from you. Stop. Just stop.
Exactly.
Like either accept or don't. But
there was like I think 2 trades almost. There was one I only did 1 counter, but that first trade I did pre-draft where I got a first-round pick back to like just trade down. Like that one, I couldn't even counter it. When I'm trying to make counters for it, I just felt greasy. I felt like a used car salesman. Like there's nothing I can do here. Like I can't even add like a 20th because like I don't even want it. Like it'd be so I ended up just hitting accept, and everyone was like, "How'd you get that deal?" I'm like, "He sent it to me." Like, and it kind of worked out. And then sending away Allen Robinson for Devontae Adams early in the season, like that was when I think I only sent 1 counter, and then it worked. But man, that looked good now. So
no doubt, no doubt. All right, let's see what we got here from Brian. What's up, Brian? Better flex, David Johnson or Ingram? No. Yeah. Kamara and Boston Scott at running back with Lenny on bye.
Oh, my God. You don't have better than Johnson or Ingram?
And he's got Boston Scott starting. It's a 16-team league for what it's worth, he said. Deep 16-team league for what it's worth.
Okay, I guess that makes some sense. No Winston. I'm guessing give me some Ingram, honestly.
I'd probably go DJ just because I think last week's game, that whole Burkhead ordeal and however that happened, I think was strictly to give him room to see if they'd trade him. Yeah. Like, I think it was a trade audition, and that game was way out of hand. So like, why not give him the room? He's the least valuable guy in that room. Like, and all right, I'm a Houston fan for those watching, and it's been frustrating. Like, I like Mark Ingram. Like, I expected us to like stink. Like, we were better than a 4-win team last year, and I expected at best to be a 4-win team this year. That was just the expectation. But like, watching Mark Ingram get these carries in Houston and do nothing with them was infuriating. Dude get like 18 touches a game and is averaging like 2.5 yards, 3 yards a carry, and then Lindsey and DJ have been better. So then when he finally left, I'm like, good for him, because I like Mark Ingram as a player. I just hated him in Houston because Khalil loved him for some weird, gross reason. And I'm like, sweet, DJ and Lindsey will be great. They will be great. And then that didn't even happen. They gave Burkhead everything.
Burkhead and Scotty Phillips. Here you go.
Furious. But I think it was strictly a trade audition. So I expect David Johnson to do a little bit better. Jeepers, I don't even know who we play this week.
That still makes me nervous though. This week
it does, like, but both make me nervous
with no Winston, and him and Kamara being the only guys getting touches in New Orleans. I'd rather try Mark Ingram this week than Johnson if I'm picking one. Although he does say he's already starting Kamara.
Houston plays Miami though.
Houston plays Miami.
Saints will play Atlanta, so it's tough. It's either you think they're going to let Kamara rest after they blow out Atlanta by a wild amount.
It's possible. But
or it'll be a close game and David Johnson gets the work.
Man, that's just not a good choice.
I just know David Johnson's going to catch a few passes. Like last week was a weird one to watch. Like I've been trying to get him. Like
he caught one for -1 last week.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm like what?
Rough.
Yeah.
I guess go David Johnson since you already started Kamara.
Yeah,
that's true.
I didn't really think about that. You're already starting Kamara, so Ingram might not be the best.
Yeah.
They could run all over him.
Yep.
Since I hate them both, I guess good tiebreakers go like diversify that portfolio.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Boston Scott becomes last week's Kenny Gainwell, in which case you should start both of them.
Eek.
Just cover the whole backfield. You'll get all the carries all the way through either way.
Guys, I just had a trade accepted in my 14-team league.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I took a little bit of a risk here. Let me see. Come on, pull up. I hate ESPN's app. Sorry. Okay. So Calvin Ridley was on the trade block. So I went for him. And Jason, I hope you're still here, Jason, because you're going to love this trade. Okay, I sent away Marquez Callaway and Devontae Parker and 49ers defense for Calvin Ridley and the Bills defense.
What?
Wow.
What are you playing with 4-year-olds? That's your work league. You working in a daycare playing with the little kids?
Well, it depends, man. Some people think Ridley's done football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so.
It was a risk, but
he could have got more than that just for the Bills D.
Like, but Callaway and Parker were both sitting on my bench. So they were all bench players. I mean, Parker, I had Waddle already, so I wasn't starting Waddle and Parker. Parker had a good game, so I was like, I'll go ahead. And Callaway's not going to be anything with Michael Thomas coming back. So I was like, I'm just going to send it. And sure enough, and he just accepted another offer.
Full send.
This dude, is he having a fire sale? That's probably what's going on here. He just sent. Oh no, wait, what? That can't be real.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Oh my gosh, it's a real fire sale.
Oh,
no, he acquired Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce for Van Jefferson and Javonte Williams. That's not real.
That's suspect.
Yeah, somebody's.
That other guy's having a fire sale.
Yeah, exactly. And he kind of joked about having a fire sale, but I didn't expect it to actually be.
See, I hate it when people do crap like that. You're having a bad season, so throw a temper tantrum, just get rid of all your guys.
But to comment on your trade, though, that's like a really good trade that I like to do in fantasy if you can with people, because it's something where you're not using those players anyway. So if you can make them into a more attractive player for yourself, it's a good trade, even if people are like, oh, like both players are just below that one guy. But it's like, if I'm never going to start those two guys, I would rather have the one nicer one.
Yeah.
Sure, it's less depth, but hopefully you can tolerate it.
No doubt. Man, I just texted the group and I was like, oh, actual fire sale? That's bad. Because I hate, man, that can ruin that season. And that's a big money league. That was $175 buy-in. It's $1,500 to the winner of the league. So that's really bad. Otherwise, like if it was a non-money league, but that's my big money league.
That's a vetoable trade.
Oh, 100%. That's an obvious fire sale.
Like I hate veto leagues, but if I was league manager of that league, I would reverse that. That's horseshit. Like that's terrible. That's not even close.
Yeah. That's
disappointing.
That's like,
man, I want to see their bank statements for the next year to make sure there's no collusion.
Yeah, like that's I'm having a bad season, so I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. Screw it, everybody have all my good stuff. Like I hate that. And they wouldn't be in my league next year either.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jason says, why does he want the 49ers defense? He didn't. I think he wanted Parker and Callaway. He was hurting at wide receiver. Ridley was like his only one at 14-team league, and he needed some depth. He had not.
The Niners added Charles Omenihu.
What?
Instantly better. They got like We got an outside linebacker from Houston.
Oh,
young guy. He's all right. So
just instantly top defense.
yeah,
He's
I prefer Von Miller, but I mean he's all right.
Dude, the Rams are going to be rough matchup.
They're gonna be gross.
Like
Yeah.
they were already tough, but my God.
Saw a funny meme. It's like their last first round pick was like Jared Goff, and like, oh, we're never doing that again. And so they said they trade away all their picks for this next year, so they have like 1 in the 5th and 2 in the 7th, and that's it.
Whoa.
That's rough. It's gonna be a crap draft this next year, anyways. I think, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that good of a class. So, not at the skill position anyway. Doesn't seem like. Not unless Caleb Williams just decides to go pro after half a season here. Jeez.
I mean, Trey Lance did it.
Do what?
Trey Lance did it.
Yeah. Go play 1 season. Go.
Well, Trey Lance was older and only played 1 year, though.
This is true.
Caleb Williams was a true freshman, so
and playing half a season.
Yeah,
it'd be a little tougher. He's having a Heisman season on half a season.
Yeah, he really is. They say he might be front runner pretty soon. So that or the OU kicker Burkich.
He should at least be a finalist. I'm sorry. I don't care if he only played half a season. Who else is playing that well this year? Nobody.
Yeah, no one really. So Pippi over here on IG says, "You biting on AP hype?"
No,
that's a big no from James.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's hype. Like he's gonna get
probably a lot of mixed hype.
Yeah, he's gonna get the most running back touches in that backfield now. You're still gonna see McNichols getting the receiving out of the backfield.
I don't know how many touches he'll really see. Like, is he going to see any this week? You think?
Maybe. I don't
next
think
week they play New Orleans, so that's
he's
not
going to
see.
Yeah, he's not going to see the 25 to 30 touches a week that Henry was getting because the dude's 36.
Right.
You're looking at 10 to 15 carries a week, probably, maybe a catch or two, and McNichols might get 5 to 8 carries and 2 or 3 catches a week. That's kind of how I expect it to go. So
I could see I just don't know if I want AP with 10 touches. Like, that's my issues. Like, I don't know if they'll give him more than 15, and I almost want him but they could be like a Jordan Howard scenario last year, where all of 10 of his touches are from inside the 5.
So he should get all the goal line. Yeah, he should get all the goal line carries. So
right now,
Nichols ain't small.
No. But all I can think right now is AJ Brown to the moon, because it's going to go through him, and I'm just like, all my AJ Brown stock just, woo.
Well, and Julio, too, if you're holding him through his injury, when he comes back, both of them.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I had an interesting trade. Someone tried to get AJ Brown from me, and I really liked AJ Brown. It was in that the post NFL draft league. They offered me Keenan Allen and a second, and this was 3 weeks ago, before AJ Brown started going off again, and I actually was humming and hawing it.
I wouldn't.
And I told him, and I ended up not. But I was in the moment, it's just man, I don't know, I made enough moves to compete, this year, I don't know, but I ended up not doing it. I'm super thrilled I didn't do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really enjoying Dom's leagues.
Man. Some people
he creates them, bails on them, and everybody in there's kind of odd. So
yeah,
you got Ruler doing the fire sale on that league, and
oh my gosh, not even sending lineups. Thank goodness I played this week.
You got in the other one, you got people.
Cleve's been on losing streak last couple trades.
You think he's been getting all this crap from Ruler?
Yeah, Ruler's just farm team.
Yeah, but then he made some other couple weird moves. I was like, okay, it's kind of a horizontal move. He's been he's on a 2 or 3 game losing streak now.
Yeah,
it's quite funny.
You make too many moves, it can be detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Taji Carp, and actually before I go into this, hold on one sec. James, I'm gonna switch you and me on the screen because people see my face enough, and so when I pull these up, I'll let them see you instead.
You've seen me every day for the last week. You can put me on bottom if you want.
Yeah, let's block your face, Kyle.
I've been on every stream since Saturday, and
we'll do everyone a favor and we'll put the eye candy on top here. Oh, that's better. I'm just kidding.
It is.
We can still see the boys' hat.
Yeah, that's the best part. Yeah, that's the important part. It
looks like the question is wearing the hat.
Trading D. Harris for Chase Edmonds. Tough schedule for D. Harris. Head with Browns, Bills, bye Colts, etc. 12-man PPR. You're 6-2. You trading Damian Harris for Chase Edmonds?
No, because Connor's vulturing every touchdown out there. I'd rather have Damian Harris on the goal line, even in tough matchups.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I want Harris too. Like, as much as that schedule is tough, like, you're 6-2. You obviously have a good team. I think you can survive one player having a few hard go weeks. But with that said, what does his playoff schedule look like? So that's what, if you're 6-2, that's what's more important.
You're wondering about Harris?
Yeah.
So Harris, assuming that the playoffs in this league are 15 through 17, as they probably should be, Indianapolis, Buffalo, then Jacksonville. So that Buffalo is pretty tough there in week 16. He's got him in week 13 and 16.
I mean, that hurts. Okay. What does Edmonds have?
Edmonds has Rams,
Detroit week
Lions.
15.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Detroit, Colts, and then Dallas. So a little bit better playoff schedule there.
Yeah, but I'm looking at workloads and touchdown potential too, and I still want Harris.
Yeah, maybe wait a couple weeks on that. Trade him away right before they play Buffalo in the first time and have their bye week. So right after Edmonds has his bye week, trade for him. Make that little swap. Ride Harris for a couple weeks, then make that swap if you can. I'm just saying. I doubt it, but if you can. Also traded Beasley for Higgins.
Nice. I like that a lot.
I'm good with that.
I'm trying to buy a Higgins low a lot.
Yeah.
Hard, but some people are willing.
We're gonna come back to Charlie as soon as I tell Jonathan to we're about to fight if you keep talking smack about my Cowboys hat.
Yeah, Jaguar, you can just leave. No, I'm just kidding. We do not need your view that bad. Get out of here. Just kidding.
We don't fight. Actually, I can't get it over that far. I was gonna say I'm gonna put the hat on your username, but yeah, it's outside the box. You're lucky.
Yep.
You're lucky.
Yep. All right. Buy low on DJ Moore.
If you can.
If you can get him low enough.
I have not had any luck buying low on DJ Moore. Everyone's just kind of holding.
I feel like people are panicking on him, but not the people in my leagues.
Right.
If I can get him, I want him. Like you say, it's got to be for the right price. I'm not paying top 10 price for him still right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I tried a league where a guy was like starting like Khalil, Herbert, and who else do you have? Like, I don't know, like Sony Michel or something. I tried sending him like Gordon and who else did I have? Freaking like Darrell Williams or something for him, and it wasn't even close. And I'm like, rightfully so, but I was like, he had lots of wide receivers and he had no running backs left. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna come over here really quick. We have a trade question. And it is, I need advice on a trade. I was offered Nick Chubb and Mike Williams for AJ Brown. He has Burrow, Cousins, and Tannehill at quarterback. Insignificant. But Eckler, Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, and Kareem Hunt. I know I'm running these off pretty quick, so let me know if I need to go over any of it. And then his wide receivers.
Mike Evans or Mike Williams?
It was Mike Williams. Yeah. And then his wide receivers currently are Diggs, AJ Brown, Lamb, and Higgins.
I'm gonna ride that. I'm gonna ride those receivers right into the sunset.
He says he's got Landry, Marvin Jones Jr., and Goddard at tight end. He's 5-3, 10-team league PPR. Yeah, I know that I'm giving up AJ Brown.
Slow, and like Lamb's had a couple of bad weeks, so you probably have had some slow weeks from a couple of guys line up. That's why I took some L's, but like I like that team.
Yeah, Nick Chubb, I feel like stock is going down. AJ Brown is on the rise. Williams is just too boom or bust for me. No consistency there. I'm sitting tight on AJ Brown there.
Yep, agreed.
Yep, cool. That's a consensus over here. Looks like as I scroll down TGIF, thank God it's football. Also says stay put. Yep, got awesome running backs. Perfect. So that's 4 stay puts. Don't do that. All right. Let's see.
2 on YouTube there. Yep.
10-team league,
That
full
one.
PPR. Should I trade Khalil, Herbert, and Justin Jefferson for Adam Thielen and Damian Harris? No.
No, never trade Justin Jefferson. Ever. I mean, one bad game against Dallas on a fluke. Don't trade him.
I mean, he had one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Just
the only possible way this makes sense is if it's a redraft and you're very hurting for running backs. Like if you're having to start Khalil Herbert rest of the season, like maybe you just lost a Henry, then maybe you do it. Take the downgrade Jefferson to Thielen to get Harris, but only in redraft. That's the only way. And even then, I don't like it. But if you have to do it,
if I'm trading Justin Jefferson, I'm going to need a much better running back than Damian Harris back.
Yeah, and because yeah, we just looked at Harris's his playoff schedule, and
that's scary.
He plays Buffalo in what would be your semifinal. Don't love that. And when I look at Herbert, of course, it brought up the wrong Herbert. His playoff schedule, 15 through 17, is Minnesota, Seattle, then the Giants. So not great, but not
either.
Much worse. I mean, I just feel like if you're going to do something, you can get better for Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
So,
not someone trying to buy low on Justin Jefferson from you.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Alrighty.
It's a trap.
So Charlie, let's see, says I have super good running back depth. Should I package one of Mitchell or Edmonds with a guy like Devontae for a stud wide receiver? I mean, if you can get Edmonds and Devontae for a stud wide receiver, then
I just don't know who you get. I think it'd have to be Mitchell to do that.
I'd rather trade Chub than Mitchell at this point.
Yeah, like keep Mitchell and Zeke and Edmonds, and then trade Chubb straight up for a stud.
Or even if you had to put Devontae, I mean, I might use that to go after a Justin Jefferson.
Trade Chubb to the Henry owner. He's likely competing.
Yeah.
And take one of his wide receivers.
That's not a bad idea at all. I like Mitchell from here on out, honestly.
So do I.
Yeah,
a lot. Like everyone's been talking about what's his name coming back. He's been on the pup. What's his name?
Yeah,
Wilson. Jeff Wilson.
But like I think he'll just do like Hasty came out and said, "Oh, he's gonna do stuff." He had five touches last week. Yeah. So like I could see him doing that because like Mitchell's been money. So
yeah.
For the two leagues I got in rookie drafts, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Definitely try Chub and Devontae, and I'd be going after guys like Diggs, Jefferson, maybe Adams coming off the COVID list. Someone's Hopkins, guys like that maybe.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Not funny, man. Not funny, Jaguar. We love our Cowboys. It's not funny. I'm just kidding. Alrighty. Rank Henderson, Saquon, Patterson rest of season, and would you trade AJ Brown for Henderson? So I'd probably say Henderson, Saquon, Patterson in that order. Rest of season.
I got to go Saquon, Henderson, Patterson rest of season.
It depends on how you. It depends.
I'm cheating. I'm looking at schedules.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too, really quick.
All right, so you look at one. I'll look at Patterson.
Okay. I'm not even. I wasn't even considering Patterson in those top two. I was just gonna put.
But no, I'm still. It's nice to know. So he's got a tough go. So he's got San Francisco, Detroit, and then Buffalo. And even before that, it's Carolina, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, and like the next. Like Kadero's gonna have a tough sledding rest of the season. So yeah, he's very much last of that three.
Yeah, now
Saquon's in the easiest division.
With his 15 through 17 is Dallas, Philadelphia, then Chicago.
Yeah, hit me. Saquon.
Yeah. And like Henderson's got a nice floor. But I'm not trading AJ Brown.
Absolutely.
For him.
Yeah.
If I'm trading AJ Brown, I want like I don't know, Najee or like Zeke, something.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yeah. Cook's a weird one. I don't know what to do with Cook.
Eckler, Aaron Jones, any of those guys, I want for
Eckler
at this point.
could.
I love some Eckler. Just throwing that
I
out
think-
there.
You think you could trade AJ Brown for Eckler plus? Like Eckler
No.
plus something?
I think you could do it straight across. I don't know if you're getting more with Eckler for Brown.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's back,
Mhm.
but it's still only been 2 games.
And again, wide receivers are easier to get than running backs. Running
True.
backs are very difficult right now. That stock is expensive. All right, let's see. Do we even want to help Jay Gore at this point?
You know,
I want to talk to Jay Gore 11.
Not sure I'm feeling it. He's going to have to change his screen name.
Not Jay Gore 10 will be his screen name from now on. Just
Yeah.
redraft half PPR 8-man. Okay. Sutton, Gronk, McCaffrey, Evans, and Fournette on my bench. Okay, for week 9. Kind of screwed myself with Hawkinson on bye this week. No second tight end to play. Who do you drop? Sutton or Gronk?
I was thinking Gronk.
I'm thinking Gronk because you don't know how long he's going to be out. You know,
But Judy could just go down
aggravating that
again.
injury. I'm dropping Gronk. I mean, 8-man. You got Hawkinson. You're not going to play Gronk over him probably. When he is healthy, so
Gronk is doing everything this year I thought would happen last year.
maybe
Just
maybe
injured.
try to pull a 2-for-1 trade and clear a spot. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
honestly, I would drop Sutton because there's just I think there's more. If Gronk comes back strong, there's more value in that, and no one else being able to get him. When I feel like in an 8-man, there's plenty of wide receivers out there that are just as good as Sutton, probably on waivers.
Maybe not.
But there's not going to be as many
They might
tight
not
ends that are
have,
just
they
as
might
good as
not
full
have
prop.
roster limits like our 8-man does, though.
Okay, then there's
Well,
then
I'm
there's
curious,
running
like,
backs out there.
Who else
No,
is
there's not. There's no
on
running
that?
backs healthy this year.
I hope he comments the rest of that team because I'm kind of curious what else he could move in a trade to try to.
Yeah, same.
He's really
give us more of
hurting.
that on.
This is his Bimageddon for him.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I think Sutton or
Nice.
Gronk, you can't go wrong, honestly, with that depth in an 8-man. You can afford to drop either one, probably.
Maybe try to trade Sutton for like a Goddard or something.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, or like an Ertz or
Higbee?
something like that. Maybe something like that. I think that Goddard Ertz kind of range right there for a Sutton would be good. So
yeah, he's saying Sutton will never see his lineup. I'd try to trade him because I don't know what. I mean, it's an 8-man, so like I don't know.
What's on waivers? Is there anything worth even picking up on waivers, or would it be
it's an
better?
8-man, so very likely.
Yeah, maybe.
But at tight end is pretty shallow too, so it's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if someone like he's got 2, he's got Gronk and Hawkinson, so I'm sure other teams are probably doing the same thing. So
yeah.
So here's one over here from Ethan. Thoughts on David Montgomery?
I just haven't heard much about him lately.
I haven't heard anything about him lately because Khalil Herbert's been playing so well. Nobody gives a crap. I honestly couldn't even tell you anymore. I've forgotten what his timeline for returning even is.
Yeah,
like when he was playing, I really liked him. I was wanting to go get him because I know a lot of people didn't trust it, and I was like, I like what I see.
Yeah.
But so he's not getting activated this week, is what it said last week. But now that Herbert's been doing well, committee.
Yeah, he's gonna. I think that's a committee. Yeah.
It's kind of like with Dearness Johnson in Cleveland. Herbert's been playing so well, like you can't just not include him in the game plan at all. Like it'd be a total waste. So a
knee injury, they could ease him into it even when he does come back.
Right. Yeah, but I think you're going to see a pretty good committee there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he's a guy I'd probably sell if you can to someone with the hopes he comes back. Like CH is that same. Like I don't have him, unfortunately, to be able to trade him because people love him for some reason. But like I don't think he has a starting job when he gets back. I think it'll be a hard committee.
Absolutely.
They'll use him because he's on a rookie deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so Charlie asked, so if he's not able to pull off a trade, Mitchell or Chub this week? You have to choose between the two.
Give me Mitchell.
So Mitchell plays.
Mitchell's
Mitchell
playing
plays the
against
Cardinals.
Arizona, and you've got
Chubb's
Chub
at the
against
Bengals.
Cincinnati.
At
Cincinnati's an
Cincinnati.
easier matchup. Well, not really. I mean, both are pretty good. I'm taking Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think so too, because like we even saw last week with Dearness Johnson just taking that like 10, like the carry at the 10 there, almost just outside and run it in. Like I could see a little bit more of that, sprinkle him in for a few because Hunt's out. So
yeah.
And
Mitchell's
just
the guy.
receptions. They're not throwing to Chub. They're
nope.
So
I mean, he can catch it. We saw that at the end of last year.
Yeah.
I think like end of last year he was getting like 3-4 targets a game, but
when Hunt was out and they didn't have Dearness Johnson yet. But now they do. And I'd rather play Mitchell right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and Baker seems to be still hurt. Like the passing game isn't open, and like he's doing a lot of weird. Like he's throwing to like 3-4 tight ends right now. So like
he's definitely
it's a
not
weird
healthy.
offense.
He's definitely not 100%.
Yeah, I want him to be. I want him to be 100.
Yeah.
There's just no way that heals this quickly.
No. Is Pittman a borderline wide receiver 1 rest of the season?
I think we answered this for you on or for somebody on,
especially with Hilton being out in a couple more games.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Pittman's separating himself there pretty well.
I kind of hate myself. I kind of like it. I traded him away in like week 2. I think I traded him for Sony, and then I upgraded my second for a first in that trade. And like now it seems a bit more fair because the guy I traded him to, he's like 2 and 6. And so like it's going to be like a nice early pick, and I'm really competing in that league. I think I have like 2 losses only, so I'm the opposite, I'm like 6 and 2. So I'm doing really well in that league. So could work out. But I mean, seeing Pittman, he's young, I'm like, oh, he's exploding. But at the same time, it's like, got hopefully an early first next year, but it's a lottery, so who knows?
Yeah, that's hard to say. Okay, so AJ Brown for Saquon or no?
Who do you have at running back for now?
Let me scroll up and see if
we
have his.
Getting us.
I don't think we have his roster on that. So, but yeah, I mean,
I think it's that same one where he's asking if you trade AJ Brown for Henderson. He's like, well, since we didn't want to trade him for Henderson, we'll be trading for Saquon instead.
I mean, I feel better about it. And if you have,
I'd feel better about that, but I'd still rather have AJ Brown if it's me.
I think so too, but it also depends on his roster. Because like, if your second running back right now is like Gibson, but he's struggling, or like who else? Like, I don't know. If you have like a really weak RB2 and you have like 4 strong wide receivers, then I'd probably do it, just because then it makes your starting lineup better.
There are situations, yeah.
Yeah, depends on what your team needs are for sure.
I'm trying to find. I swear we had something.
The sweet thing is if Saquon comes back 100%, he's going to see a lot of usage because everyone else is hurt.
Yep. And same AJ Brown with that Derrick Henry. He's going to go up, and Julio's still. I mean, Julio's never 100% right. So, I don't know. Both of those have pretty good upside, honestly. That's tough. I think it depends on what position you're more needy at.
He says right now he's got Zeke and James Conner are his starters.
And he didn't say who his wide receivers were, though?
Isn't that the receiver where he was
type that right now?
That's the roster. He was super stacked at receiver, if I remember right.
Seems like. I can't remember. Sorry, guys. A little under the weather. I'm toughing it out for you guys, though, so I apologize for the coughs. I'm trying.
When's Saquon supposed to be back?
Not really
he's
sure.
He's aiming for a week 9 return, they said.
Yeah. Got that lump removed off his ankle, I guess.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that conjoined twin he had that came out after he rolled it.
Yeah, that was wild. All right, let's go on here. We can maybe come back.
He has a really nice playoff schedule.
Who does?
Saquon does.
Oh, yeah. That's what we were
Dallas,
looking at
Philly,
earlier.
Chicago, and then before that it's Philly, Miami, the Chargers. So like it gets you a really strong push into playoffs.
Oh, he says his receivers are Hill, Brown, Scary Terry, and Judy. That makes me think grab Saquon then. You still have Hill and McLaurin and
Yeah,
Judy.
you're more needy at running
you
back.
go AJ Brown to Judy to be able to go Connor to Saquon.
Or technically then at your flex, you're choosing between Connor and Judy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go from AJ Brown and McLaurin, and then you got Connor and Judy as a flex, I'd feel a lot better about that, I think.
Yeah. Saquon's got a nice schedule coming.
Yeah, because even Saquon starting after his bye week there with Tampa Bay, even being a receiving back, I feel okay with that even. So
like he's got a lot of good weeks coming, like Kansas City, the Raiders, we're into the Raiders. He missed that one. It's weird not seeing even a 0 there. So he's got Raiders, Philly, Miami, Chargers, Dallas, Philly, Chicago. Like
it's a good
looks
schedule.
Pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Alrighty, let's go on to this one over here. How about Damian Harris and Higgins for Edmonds and Ridley? I have Waller, Schultz, Tyrique, Manuel Sanders, Bateman, Fuller. Oh my gosh. Blah, blah, blah. I think I'm behind come playoff time shooting for studs. Try to dissect this really quick.
So he's obviously hoping Ridley comes back for playoffs.
Yep.
And like Edmonds and Harris are similar. Like one's better in standard, one's better in PPR-ish, barely. Like it's a push. Like, I don't know, Higgins doesn't seem to have it this year. I think he needs the offseason to become that duo wide receiver threat that like Dallas has, kind of thing. Like I think him and Chase next year will be great together, but it's tough. Like the Ridley thing is scary.
I mean, he only has Fournette and Gaskin if he trades Harris, and I still think I prefer him to Edmonds based on touchdown potential.
Yeah. Oof. Gaskin, that's a BoomBust guy right there.
Yeah. I think I'd rather hang on to Harris, if I'm being honest, than taking a chance that Ridley comes back.
If Gaskin's your RB2, I am for sure sending AJ Brown for Saquon.
That's a different roster.
Oh, I know. For anyone else listening, I'm putting that out there.
I see what you're saying now. I was like, wait, did I miss something? I thought it was a different guy.
I think I'd stay put.
Yeah. You're right.
Like, or if, just Harrison Higgins side for confirmation.
Charlie got Pittman for basically a bag of chips after week 1. Someone traded him for a washing machine. Team needed a washing machine.
What kind of washing machine? There's some smart ones now.
Jaguar wanted Gronk later on. He has Cup, Chase, Pittman, Evans, Sutton. We'll never see my lineup. We kind of touched on that. Sorry.
Yeah. Trade him.
Would you trade Pittman for Fournette? I get Fournette. LeBron's ass.
If you need a running back, absolutely. And probably would anyways.
Yeah, I think I would do that because running backs are they're harder to come by, especially right now with all the injuries and stuff. Yeah, it's wide receiver is just much deeper. Because, I mean, honestly, I know, like, this may be controversial. I don't know. But, like, Emmanuel Sanders had a bagel this week, and that was hurtful. But I trust Emmanuel Sanders in there as much as I trust Pittman. I mean, I understand that. I don't know. That's just me right now. Just because it's a small sample size from Pittman for me so far. But that's just me. That's just weird.
Like, Fournette has only had single-digit points against the Rams and New Orleans, which are good run defenses.
Yeah.
The issue, he plays Buffalo week 14, New Orleans week 15, Carolina week 16 before getting the Jets for championship week. So
I think he'll be fine.
Make it championship
Carolina's not as daunting as they were at the beginning of the year. Who did he have week 15?
New Orleans again.
Yeah. That one might be tough, but
I mean, the dude's catching almost 5. He's getting like 5 targets a game, so
yeah.
I think you're doing it right with that one.
Yeah, you might not get the yardage, but you might still get a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just as an update on my league over here, where they had that trash thing go through. People were like, "Come on, like." guess the guy he traded to is a dentist, and they were like, "Hey, come on, at least tell me you got a free teeth whitening for a year or something."
Yeah.
He's like, "Y'all thought I was playing on this fire sale? Ain't done yet." And he sent his Cash App, just so everyone. I'm like, I'm thinking he may have actually gotten paid for that. I just said
Oh,
I want a
man.
refund. $175 buy-in, and there's a fire sale going on like that. No
Yeah.
thanks. Anyways,
trash
don't be that
league.
guy in your league, guys.
Yeah.
Also, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe. Maybe like this video. That would be cool. But subscribing is free, and it helps us out a ton. So appreciate you dropping in, and hopefully we're actually giving you good advice. It probably is if you're not listening to me. So
speaking of bribery, please like and subscribe so we'll answer your questions.
we'll answer them anyways.
God, give away our secret. Just so easy.
It's too easy. No poker face. Offered a trade Sutton for Hunter Henry, shooting my shot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Hunter Henry's been quietly decent, so I'd do
He's
that.
been playing well. He did disappoint this week, but I like that offer.
Especially if you're not going to use Sutton, get him for something, because trading's better than dropping for the waiver wire.
100%
in most cases.
Yeah, I agree with that. Stream Carr or Wentz this week.
Let's see what we got for this week.
So you got Carr is going against Kansas City, and Wentz is going against the Jets.
Wait, am I on the wrong week then? No, week 9. Carr's at the Giants, not Kansas
Am I on
City.
the wrong one?
Yeah, you're on the wrong
I
week.
was on the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
Wentz is at the Jets.
My bad. Giants. Not so they're both playing a New York team. My bad. Not much difference there in the defense, I don't think. But
I mean,
the
Jets are a better matchup, but Carr's been playing better, I think.
Oh, the cheeky thing with Ruggs being out, possibly teams don't like. Zay Jones is like a sneaky waiver ad I like, because he's had a couple he's a big play kind of guy, like stretch the field, and like teams I don't think they'll be prepared for him. There's not enough on him really, so that could be a cheeky way to get past the defense.
Now, while we're kind of talking on that, with Ruggs being out, how much does that help Renfro or Waller? In there
a lot.
Yeah,
I really like
a lot.
Yeah, I liked both of them anyways, and now all of a sudden I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, like everyone just gets better because
Bryan Edwards will get more looks, and I mean it'd be everybody.
Yeah. So unfortunate situation, but on the fantasy side of things, I mean, gotta look at that value. But that's crazy.
I think I'd rather play Carr than Wentz though.
Yeah. I think I'm playing Carr.
I just think the Giants defense has been better than the Jets defense in a way.
But Carr's been better than Wentz also. So
it's true.
I have more confidence in Carr. They're both good matchups, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's tough.
But the Jets are easier to run on than to throw on. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Take that with what you will.
With a good running back. Alrighty. I think that's that. Yeah, agreed. No Derrick Henry, so Tannehill will sling the rock more. Yep.
That's the hope.
Yep. I feel like we've been through this, then through that. If J-Rob plays, I'm starting Edmonds over him in PPR, and is Tony a safe start against Las Vegas with Giants wide receiver? Well, let's answer the second part of that. Is Tony a safe start against Las Vegas?
If he plays, yes.
Yeah,
if he's active, yeah.
Yeah, if he's a go, then yes, he's safe.
Like the Raiders secondary has been less than expected, and the Giants have been the opposite of that.
Yeah, exactly. But now if J-Rob plays, I'm starting Edmonds over him in PPR. I'm trying to look up some.
I didn't get to see that injury, so I actually don't know how bad Robinson's.
And then he's going against Buffalo. So
I think they said it was a heel bruise, but they could still possibly sit him a week to let that heal. Some of that, those bone bruises and stuff can be pretty sore, especially if it's on your heel.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably a wise move, especially since they're playing Buffalo.
Yeah,
And they have someone like Carlos Hyde he's capable enough, like,
Yeah.
you stressing Robinson.
yeah, in a game
Yeah.
where you're probably going to get demolished, then why even risk it? So
Right. Well,
Yeah.
everybody thought they'd demolish Miami too, and that didn't go quite the way as expected until
not
the
for the
very
first
end.
half, but
At the very end, they finally got it together. But
yeah, I don't see them faltering on that twice in a row like that. Let's see. Just traded Henderson for Diggs and PPR. I got Zeke, Najee, Chubb, and Mitchell. Need help at wide receiver. Good move. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
That was great.
That guy must have been hurting for running backs. Holy wow.
Yeah, that's rough.
I mean,
he should've-
Diggs has been like fine lately. Like he's been like what, mid-teens for points, so nothing outrageous, but we know it's coming. Like,
yeah,
and I mean, if you got Zeke, Najee, Chubb, and Mitchell after the trade, yeah, that's an absolutely good move. If you need a receiver,
I'm shocked he only took Henderson, knowing you have what you have. I would have been like, no, you have better than Henderson. You give me better than Henderson.
I would have taken at least Henderson and Mitchell. Like if I'm hurting at wide, if I'm hurting at running back that much, I'm taking two of those.
Yeah.
So well done.
Ooh, yeah. Nice job. Can't beat that. Sorry, Jason, wrong crowd, man.
Yeah, I can't speak for James. And
you know what? I'm happy.
No
Houston.
no offense on this, and but me and Corey could not care less about baseball.
I just don't know anything about baseball. Yeah, I just don't care about baseball.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I like baseball. I just want to see the Braves
fan?
win.
You're
I'm an Astros hater. Astros hater.
Interesting.
Dirty cheaters.
That's
Can't
true.
stand
That is
them.
true. They're like they're the Patriots of
yeah.
MLB.
Go BJs.
I figured so. Figured that was going to be that.
I don't even watch baseball, and I agree with that statement 100%.
Oh man. Yes, reversing all that crap fire sale. Yes,
yeah,
that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for the commissioner.
Commissioner's getting a free teeth clean too.
Yeah, I don't
probably.
know.
Oh, I guess we never did specify what our trade was earlier, so people know. It was what was it exactly? I can't remember now.
It was
the
Ridley
main
and
parts
Najee.
were.
Do what? Go for it.
You go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it was. I traded away Najee Harris and Calvin Ridley and $75 in Fab, which is silly, for Devontae Adams and Ezekiel Elliott in a dynasty league. Yeah. So, yep. And
so
my wide receivers, my wide receivers were actually hurting a little bit because Allen Robinson had screwed me, and so I was pretty shallow there. And with Ridley not performing well, I needed to upgrade on Ridley for now with getting Devontae Adams, and then it ended up really paying off because had Ridley gone on hiatus afterwards, my starting wide receivers would have been Adam Thielen and Claypool, maybe Jamison Crowder. Like it was looking bad in there pretty quick. So and
without much future picks, because in that league I got 4, so I can afford to sit on Ridley for a year, and I got Dobbins sitting on my IR, so I'm. Next year, Dobbins and Najee, I'm excited.
Basically,
that's sick.
Basically,
with
James
Aaron
got
Jones.
younger. James got younger. Corey got better. Like that was kind of what happened there.
Yeah, but I feel like Ridley's also coming back this season. I feel like he's probably going to be gone for maybe 2-3 weeks, and then he's back. Just a gut feeling. I know nothing. I just have a feeling. It just seemed like he needed to step away for a little bit.
Well, because he stepped away for a personal issue for that overseas game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think he just didn't want to travel overseas, but
yeah,
just playing.
No, that's a personal preference, not a personal issue. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. So also looking at streams, you said Tannehill's also available to stream against the Rams. I don't think I'm doing that.
I like Carr or Wentz better than him this week against the Rams.
Yeah. I think I'm taking Carr still.
Yeah, on that. Definitely.
Yep.
Big game for Diggs this week. Do we think?
Should be against Jacksonville. Yeah.
I would think so. And I think they might even try for it.
he's really been turning it around these last couple games, getting in the end zone again and stuff. So yeah, I think we have a good week for Diggs this week.
Yep.
I think we see a good game for that whole Buffalo offense after what happened in Miami last week.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree.
Zach Moss could be a sneaky good start for anyone hurting with running backs for this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Sanders get back on track also probably. So, yeah.
So here's a little bit of an explanation on that Henderson for Diggs. Looks like a guy who told me Diggs had Swift on a bye and he needs to win this week. He probably would have taken Chub too, so it was a toss-up offer Henderson or Chub.
You should
have sold Chub. Yeah, if you had that choice. But
I mean, it's a funny one. Like, I had someone talk to me about Chubb, how he was thinking about selling him because he paid a lot for Jonathan Taylor for this year, expecting to win. Because with Dearness Johnson looking as good as he is, and he's young on a rookie deal, Chubb's a little bit older, so it's kind of like, do they need to keep someone? Like, I think Chubb is one of the best pure runners.
A new contract, so
yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Dynasty-wise, like Henderson's been steady. Like he's been putting near 20 points every week, and you can't look down on that. Like I just can't force myself to trade for Henderson, but I can't deny he's been productive.
Yeah. I agree with that. Let me see here. LeBron's asked, would you trade Pittman, Hawkinson, CEH for Keenan Allen, Fournette? He has Goddard.
Sorry, read that one more time.
Okay, so it's Pittman, Hawkinson.
Put it on the screen?
It is on screen.
Not for me.
I don't see it.
Oh, weird. Okay, I'll try it again here. I'll take it off. Put it on screen.
There it is.
There we go.
Weird. Okay, weird glitch. Would you trade Pittman, Hawkinson, and CEH for Keenan Allen, Fournette? Can you give Goddard instead of Hawkinson? And I'm trying to see if that even makes me... Because I think that's an upgrade at running back right now. I think that's an upgrade at, Allen and Pittman. I trust Allen more maybe, but...
Well, that's just it. It's a guy you trust. Production might be the same, but you trust. If you're weaker, you will start Allen every week. You may not start Pittman every week.
If you're weaker at running back, I'd do it. Because it is a significant upgrade at running back.
Yeah.
You have a tight end. Weird. You can afford to lose Hawk. Yeah, it sucks. But for that upgrade at running back, I think it'd be worth it.
I wonder what third piece you might be able to get back. Maybe the Bills' defense.
Oh, my God.
I mean, a lot of people might see like Fournette and CEH as even. I certainly don't, but a lot of people might. So it's weird to...
With Darrell Henderson playing well, and now Derek Gore came in last night and looked pretty good.
That was freaking weird. I was raging.
I just don't see CEH getting full workloads anymore.
No, I don't either.
I had like two different leagues where I needed like Darrell Williams to score, just not be outscored by Mahomes and Kelsey or Mahomes and Hill by 20 points, and both worked out. But I was raging seeing Gore get all these touches in the first half.
Gore's just running all over the place.
You're my gosh. I was like, who is this guy? Oh,
he looked good.
Gracious.
Gore looked good when he ran.
And he did. But then again, it's the same thing. Like, is he getting those honest looks? And then eventually he was, I think. But
yeah, he was.
He just disappeared in the second half.
I think they gave him a couple carries. He did well, and they just kept going just to see if he could keep it up, honestly.
Yeah. Now,
but that one's tough because Hawkinson's been good. And, like, honestly, not many even the good tight ends haven't like, Kelsey's put up 2 duds. Like, no one's been stellar. Waller hasn't been stellar. So it's tough. It's odd to.
It is, but like you say, he can afford it. If he needs that upgrade at running back, if he's shallow, like, I would totally do it for that.
And I do like Goddard rest of the season.
Yeah. Now that Ertz is out of town, I like Goddard a lot. So
I've been trying to get Ertz in a few leagues too, like in a cheeky way, just because I think that's a nice piece for them.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Let's see. One more here. Waiver wire. Stash Burkhead or Jeff Wilson?
Give me Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson over Burkhead. Buck's head. I don't know.
Yeah, the dude might throw a touchdown though, which could get weird. He tried making a pass last week, and I wish it got intercepted. Can't stand watching him be on the field. I hate my team turned into like an ex-Patriots thing. It's weird. Can't stand it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Ex-Pats.
All right, guys, that's all the questions we have. Kyle, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We have to record another show after this. So that'll be Snoozers and Losers that we'll be recording, and that'll play at noon Central Time Thursday. So that'll be a little lunchtime break for you at work if y'all want to tune in to that. So we have a new format on it. It's a little bit more interesting visually and everything. So we've got some new technology going there. James, thanks for joining us tonight. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no problem. Always enjoys talking to you guys. So I was like keen to get on with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm sure our viewers like the fresh face too.
Well, like you say, you were busy with the wedding and all that stuff, so we didn't get to talk to you for a while. So yeah, I'm glad you hopped on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. We got a viewer down here. I actually don't recognize this name here. King Marcelo, thanks for dropping in. Make sure you subscribe.
Oh, he was with us on I don't think it was Panic Room. I think it was Sloppy Sundays. He was on with us the other night.
Well, you still better subscribe. I'm just kidding. Would you trade Marquise Brown for James Robinson PPR?
If you need a running back, yes. That's always going to be my answer. If you need a running back, it depends on your team needs. Nobody ever puts that in their questions, but that's always going to be the first thing is depending on your team needs. But
if you're crossing positions, if you're crossing positions like that, it depends on your team needs for sure. If you're deep at one or shallow at another. So, but those two players, it depends. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us, James, and thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you viewers too. Kyle, I'll see you on our next recording.
Yep. See you in a minute.
All right. See you guys.
Yep.